What's it gonna be? How you gonna be? Who you gonna be? What's it gonna be? How you gonna be? Who you gonna be? What's it gonna be? How you gonna be? Who you gonna be? What's it gonna be? How you gonna be? Who you gonna be? There are 13 energy centers in and outside of your body, below your feet and above your head. They're called your chakras. Your chakras govern your reality. They make your life happen. They're fueled by your subconscious thoughts, your life force, your action, sexual energy that exists in all of us, creating from the vibration that flows within us. Constant, consistent creation, directed by the choices that we make. You have the right to be who you're supposed to be, so what's it gonna be? You are the master of your vibration. Feed your mind for elevation. There is no time for contemplation. The time is now. So what's it gonna be?
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We come together at this time giving thanks for all that is, knowing all that is within us. We give thanks for this time to come together and share that is in our heart. We ask you to guide us with wisdom, O kind spirit. We ask that you come and enter into this meeting. May we be blessed to have an open ear to hear what needs to be heard. May we be blessed to receive the message that is here for us to be received today. May you come upon us and allow us to speak fluently and smoothly so that our message is easily received to the heart of our people. This is a sacred space and time where we are revealing the truth of who we are and who we have come to be, how we have come to where we are. Those that have been before we are a part of why we thank you, we thank you, we thank you. Ashe. Ashe.
Ashe. Giving thanks and gratitude and honor. Thanks and gratitude and honor for Master Vibration Liar 13. Giving thanks and honor for our minister, Reddy. We pay homage to all those who have walked before us, our esteemed ancestors. We pay homage to those known and unknown. We pay homage to those who had the courage to fight and those who wanted to fight and who stood the test of time. We give honor to those who refuse to bow down, who lie down in the vast, dark pool of waters. We pay homage to all those known and unknown, sung and unsung. We thank you. We get thankful, grateful, gratitude for the bloodlines that are represented here tonight. For your bloodline ancestors, we honor you. Egungun, Ashe, Amira, Mayat, To, Ashe, ashe, ashe.
Giving thanks and honor and praises. What a wonderful way to open up this session tonight.
Ashe. Yes.
The name of our
Thank you, sister.
is Great Rising Matriarch. Yeah. So it is only right that we open the way for the Spirit to come in and guide us as we share our experiences and our wisdom with the collective. I would like to honor Minister im-ojyemi for bringing forth the Quick Mother's Ancestral Palace so that we can have this much needed series of conversations built upon what the matriarch energy is. What is the origin of this matriarch energy? What to expect from this matriarch energy, and not only from the energy itself, but what to expect from ourselves. What is this matriarch energy expecting of us? How we should be moving with this energy for wisdom and healing? This is going to be episode 1 of the Great Matriarch. So this episode, we're going to be breaking opening to our understanding of what the matriarch is. Because we hear a lot about the rise of feminine. We hear about this frequency that is rising and this women coming forth and stepping into their power. But there are not too many people who are really breaking that down and opening up the concept to what that really is. And it's not about being dolled up or, playing the part as far as look. It's a more deeper connection to who we are, where we have come from. So we give thanks. We give thanks. We give thanks. I'm Minister Ojyemi.
Yes,
I'm
Minister.
Yes. When I think about the matriarch, the first thing that comes to mind, of course, is the mothers. So when we think about the matriarch, we think about our mother side of our family. Is that where this all begins?
Yes. The matriarch started with the divine feminine energy. The matriarch energy has always been about creation. So the womb was creation. So in order we want to use the word God, what was God? God was the divine feminine energy because it creates. The divine masculine cannot create. It does not have a womb. So the divine feminine energy is the creator, the mother of us all. So it's that matriarchal lineage, it's that matriarchal energy, but everything bows down to the matriarchal energy, even the divine masculine. It automatically understood that it came from the divine feminine energy. So it gave of itself to the divine feminine energy. That's the only energy that was on the planet. The energy of the divine feminine was so powerful, it created of its own self. So it gave birth to its children. It birthed from itself. That's how powerful the divine feminine energy was and is. It created life out of itself because it is female, male. We are female, male. We are in what is called androgynous. That's how intelligent the divine feminine energy was. You know, they talked about JC walking on water and healing the sick and raising the dead. Well, that's what the divine feminine energy did. It had the temples. It had the sacred objects. It had the keepers. You know, we were the keepers of the secrets. We were the keepers of the sacred. We were the keeper of the keys. So we had the temples. We brought in the energy. We created. We were the oracles. We were the prophetess. And brothers were too. But that was the female Ashe, the energy that carried forth. And it has always been in our bloodlines. Still is in our bloodlines. Some of us were the priests, the sacerdotal powers in the temple. The sacerdotal powers means the priest. Some of us were the priests. Some of us did the incense. But we had the temples and our, how should I say, our sacred objects, the goddesses, the divine feminine energy. We had statues. The temples were immaculate. But they were all in harmony because we were in harmony.
I see. So when you said the intelligence took on the intelligence, this innate intelligence that we carry, when you spoke on oracles and prophetesses, it made me think about how spirituality is kind of trending right now, if you will. And you see these pop-up classes, come and take this workshop to be an oracle or a reader or a prophetess. So would you say that this is something that is strictly passed on through your bloodline? It's not something that somebody can actually just really teach you. It's something that you have to tap in for yourself. And what does that look like?
Brother Witt, the divine feminine energy is a knowing, it's a feeling. It's your vagina or your womb. Anything that has a vagina or a womb carries the mother energy. It is from nature, it is from birth that your vagina and your womb talks. Your womb carries a message. Your vagina carries a message. And if you really listen and pay attention, she will tell you who you are. You know, if you meet somebody, you get a feeling and, well, can somebody teach you who you already are? No. But can somebody inspire you? Yes. Any sister that has a vagina and a womb has the matriarch energy, has the mother energy. It is passed down from mother to daughter, grandmother to daughter, grandmother to great-granddaughter. It is something that has been passed down from generation to generation. It's innate in our being. But as children, a lot of times we see things and we hear things and, oh, well, there's grandma so-and-so or there's somebody or there's this imaginary being and we're told and we know things and we say things. Don't say that. You didn't see that. So that energy shuts down because we've been shamed. We've been told that it's not true because it's not of Christianity. So therefore, you dim it down. And when you dim it down, it says, the divine feminine energy says, okay, well, you know what? It's not responding. So I'm just going to withdraw within. I'm going to go back inward because it's an inward knowing. It's an innate inward knowing. So can someone help you bring that out? Yes. But it's already there. It's already innate in you. So I don't knock the pop-ups, well, because people need to eat. So if someone's going to help you to inspire you or to show you how to tap into that energy, but it's already in you. Does that help?
I say, yes. When we think of all the things that women have gone through historically, in the opening, you spoke upon some of the struggles that women have had to experience through different manipulations and slavery and just trying to put the foot on the woman and just take that power away from who we are. Is this something that begins from childhood, or is this something that we kind of begin to move and separate ourselves from as we become older, because we're listening to things like "it's a man's world" or things like that?
Okay, now let's go back to when the matriarch energy, the divine mother, governed everything. Well, we decided that we needed something outside of ourselves. So we decided to create the male Ashe. And we began to pillow talk. We began to share our secrets. And that began the jealousy, the envy. They saw the power struggle. So by the time the European came, to take over, well, it didn't take much for the male energy to ride with them because they saw the power. They wanted it. Greed took over. She can do this. We can too. So by the time the conqueror came to our land flowing with fruit and honey, the brothers was already ready. So it didn't take much persuasion for them to help destroy the temples, rape our women and our children, slaughter us, blood everywhere. Just it was a total upheaval of the temple. We had books and tomes of books that they were trying to take our wisdom, but we refused to share the wisdom. Therefore, a lot of it is hidden, unknown. So they began to topple the temples and kill our women and take our babies and take our women and use them because they wanted that wisdom. They wanted that power. They wanted that Ashe. They wanted that knowledge of what we had. So this has been from generation to generation of suppressing creation. If I want to suppress the power, and the power lies in the womb, what am I going to do? I'm going to suppress that. I'm going to make sure that your self-esteem, your self-worth is unknown. So I'm going to keep my foot on your neck. I'm going to make sure that your self-worth is little to none. I'm going to make sure that the relationship that you have with the divine masculine, which you think is outside of yourself, stays at a disadvantage. So there is no cohesiveness. There's no cohesiveness within yourself because do you know your self-worth? Do you know your value? No. Do you truly know what you bring to the table? No. But that takes years of healing. So in the mother's womb, because that's your first teacher, your mother, she carries you. You chose her. You chose this birth family to come into. You choose your father. You choose your mother. But your first teacher is your mother. And whatever karma she has and whatever karma you all have together, it's from a prior incarnation. And you come to raise that bloodline up to heal that karma between you and her. And a lot of it, the myth that we can't get along is trauma. But we choose our trauma Because whatever trauma we have, we caused that same trauma in a prior incarnation. So whatever karma we have in this incarnation is karma from the prior incarnation.
Mm.
So what we're moving through is the myth that has been given to us, that we're not enough, that we're not good enough, and that we are less than because we're greater than. We are the feeling nature. That's what the age of Aquarius is all about. So the first relationship is with your mother. However that looks. For me, as a child, I had trauma as a child, sexual molestation trauma. So therefore, your mother, you think that your mother is to be your protector. But if you never talked about it, and the average one of us never talked about our molestation, some of us did, and the trauma piece was the mother didn't believe us, and some of us never talked about it from shame or fear. So that creates the trauma. Or,
I see.
So, and then therefore the relationship, the mother-daughter relationship isn't so great. But as you mature and you get older and you get wiser, you realize that if the shift is to take place, I need to bring some healing to this relationship, however that looks for you. So that I can have a relationship with my sisters, my biological sisters. You're my sister. I minister. Mari is my sister. The whole world is melanated is my sisters. So in order to survive and prosper and to raise that energy up, I have to shift how I see myself, how I see my mother, how I see my sisters, my grandmother, who's, our grandmothers and great-grandmothers, those are the root workers. They work the roots. They are rooted. They have come through the Jim Crow. No matter what was presented to them, they came through all of that. So we carry courage, strength, and wisdom innate in our being, in our womb, in our vagina, in our heart, and in our minds, and in our souls. Mama wants you to have every good thing that there is to have. What do you want?
Strength, courage, and wisdom.
I was just thinking that same song.
Yes, I had it all along. And it takes courage to walk this journey. It takes courage to say, you know what? It's about me. I'm going to be selfish, selfless, selfish. I'm going to invest into me. I'm going to go inward. Tap into that divine innate nature. Tap into my womb. Tap into my vagina. And live in that golden, dark, moist, warm womb. And honor her. For, we've given ourselves away to people, not knowing our self-worth. I had a forgiveness thing going on this morning where I had to forgive myself for being a child molester in a prior incarnation, and asking those that I've molested to forgive me, and then in this incarnation, forgiving myself and asking and forgiving those who molested me, and then forgiving myself for not knowing my self-worth and sleeping with everything that I felt that I should have. Forgiving myself for sleeping with men that were married, and and just really going through forgiving myself for how I treated my mother, just really going through the forgiveness for not being a great sister, for not being the great, and sitting in that and honoring that and realizing that once you can forgive yourself and you can release and rise above all of that, then you become the inspiration that you were born to be. You pick up your self-worth. You know who you are. You walk in integrity. You walk in good character. You live in a truth. You can persevere. Courage, strength, and wisdom.
Strength, courage, and wisdom.
Yes.
Yes. So I want to take it back just a little bit. When you was mentioning the beginning and how this energy is so intelligent and has this hadroninous type of, I'm probably mispronouncing that, but this masculine and this feminine energy in one, and how it can birth things on its own, which is so powerful. And I just need to make sure. So, what's being said is things that we are currently dealing with that have caused us trauma or may still have us in trauma is based upon things that we have done unto others that we now have to heal karmic.
Yes. It was karma that allowed them to come and topple the temples. That was karma. The karma is because we didn't honor who we were. We didn't honor the sacredness of being divine, of being the sacerdotal, of being the keepers. We didn't honor that. We started sharing the secrets. So in that, and how pillow, yes, they call it pillow talk. Dr. Deborah Blair, love Dr. Deborah Blair, was the first person that mentioned about in the motherland, how we birthed our own babies. And then I started reading the Sibyls. And then she talks about, and Mama Zagbe talked about it. And there's other information out here that is well known and well documented because of our androgynous beings. And in being androgynous, sometimes it's leading to this thing now where people don't know who they are because of the androgyny, But that's another thing too. There's something that's created, but we won't go there. We'll just stay with the divine feminine energy. And being androgynous means that I am female, male. Mm-hmm. I carry the great mother and I carry the great father within me. We all do.
Yes.
It's just that for some people, the testosterone might be a little stronger. And then but like you said, the divine feminine comes in all forms, shapes, fashions, and sizes. There's no structure for the divine feminine. It is what it is. It has nothing to do with, because I'm dainty and I talk soft, that doesn't mean that you're more feminine than the one with the cap to the back. It doesn't make that. The divine feminine is the energy that's being restored back to this planet that was before, that belonged to this planet. The old patriarch energy is leaving, and that's the fight. It was a fight to get it, to take it. Now there's a fight to restore. And that's why a lot of chaos and that's the chaos that's going on, because the matriarch knows and is waiting. It's the patriarch that don't want to let go. But it is the divine sisters that has to help usher in this golden age. That's what the age of Aquarius is all about. It's just happening with the quickening. Mm-hmm. And the quickening is it has everybody, it's a quickening taking place. It's coming in much faster than what everybody could even have thought. But you see, we move in haste, but we move in wisdom. That's that mother wit that we have.
Ashe. When I think of the power of the womb, the vagina, and you spoke on it being able to communicate with you, and that takes me back to, when you're in a relationship and the male in the masculine energy in the relationship, the male partner has been with another woman, and even if it's not said. It's something that you can feel. And so that really lights a bulb in my head in regards to the womb talking to you, because it is highly intelligent and it is that intuitive faculty. And I think a lot of times we think about our intuition, we're only thinking about our head space, our third eye. But from what I'm taking from the, it is our womb that is intuitively communicating what it needs from us, or even warning or prophecies, if you will.
Yes.
That these things are happening and going on. So either be wary or beware, or, you're going in the right direction, or you're not going in the right direction, or you might need to pay attention to this over here. That's powerful.
Yes. Because your crown chakra and your root chakra go together. Your first eye and your womb go together. Your throat and your solar plexus go together. The only one that stands apart is the heart chakra. It is the center. It is the lower sister meeting the higher sister. It is the middle. It is the heart and the mind. It is the thinking. The marriage is the heart and the mind, the feeling and the thought. So, the sister is the feeling and the brother is the logic. So, therefore, when you marry, you're marrying yourself. That's the true marriage. It's when your heart and your mind connect. Do you know a lot of people who are schizophrenia, it's because their heart and their mind isn't connected. So, when you walking in this divine feminine energy, or sister, womb man, your womb and your first eye are together. There's no separation. Your root and your crown is together. So your vagina, as Dr. John Henry Clark used to say, is heaven is between a woman's legs. So in Kemet, who's Nut? Nut is the sky. Nut is the mother. And Geb is the masculine earth. That's in the Kemet way. But in the this way here, the earth is the mother, and the sky is the cosmos. I don't know who's right and I don't know who's wrong, but what I'm saying is your womb and your vagina has a voice. They talk, they guide you, they lead you, and they direct you. If you listen, it doesn't even have to be you because your man is messing around. When you first meet somebody, your womb and your vagina is talking to you. They tell you, don't mess with that. But if he Mr. Fine, or he got some money, or you think that whatever it is that you want about him, you've already been warned, you've already been told, but you'll go ahead anyway. And then you want to be mad and talk about him but you already knew. Because your vagina and your womb had told you who it was that stood before you. But for whatever reason, you chose to ignore that, as we normally do. It doesn't have to be a relationship. You can meet somebody and you're going to automatically know who this person is if you listen. That's the integrity. That's the intuitive. That's that mother wit. I don't know about you, but my mother growing up was powerful sacerdotal, powerful symbol. She would say, don't hang out with that person. Watch that person. When we were growing up, as a sister growing up, I always hung out with the older sisters because they had the wisdom to me. They knew things. We didn't know nothing, so I wanted to hang out with the bigger sisters. But they could share wisdom with you, and we're no longer doing that. We as the younger sisters, I call you the maiden. You're the younger sister. We don't seek the elders out to find that wisdom. We don't seek the elders out to find that mother wit. The elders are being put away in nursing homes, and we're losing all of that. I can't pronounce this, Griot. Grot. the history, the story, the wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
We're losing that because we're not trying to find it. We're not seeking it out. We're not searching it out. We don't have our babies. When I grew up in a community. I grew up with my grandmother, my mother, Nana, the aunts, and outside. It takes a village to raise us. It takes a village. We've lost the village concept, but there's also someone got something in place to keep us away from the village. We have to break those barriers as sisters. We have to say, if you see your sister, you need help. If you see your sister struggling, sister, you need help. We have to stop backbiting each other. Stop with the dishonesty. Stop talking about we can't get along because we can. Because when you're in a relationship and this relationship can fail, who are you going to go to? Who are you going to call? Your sisters, right?
Your sisters, yeah.
And your sister's going to console you. Now, she might be, say, look, I told you about him, but that's okay. But your sister's going to embrace you. We're going to give you that love.
Yeah.
So that's what we have to go back to. So when we see our sisters out here, sister, you need help with your child. Sister, you need this. Let's open that door because we'll allow a man to kick us down, beat us down, stomp us down. But the minute our sister say something about us, we're ready to put her outside. We're ready to castrate and everything. But this person you in a relationship can treat you any kind of way. But if a sister says something to you that you don't like, you take offense and you take it personal. But did you take that relationship personal? What was it about that self-abuse that you loved? But here is a sister who probably loves you more dearly than she can love herself and gonna be there when it's all said and done. Who's gonna be there with you? So therefore, we are a collective. And the more we know about ourselves, the bigger we are. We are the goal. We are the ones that we're looking for. We carry our shape.
Yeah. So we are the gatekeepers because our womb is what brings life. It's a portal, if you will.
Yes, the vagina is the portal. The vagina is the portal and the womb is the gatekeeper. It creates life. Anything that carries life carries creation. Is that not what let there be? Is that not the creation story? The creation story was Aset. But Aset didn't do it by herself. She had never had her sister. So we're never alone. We always have somebody else. It used to be sisters travels in threes. The mother, the maiden, the mother, and the crown. That triple dark primordial waters, that triple darkness. I get excited. Because
so you mentioned the crow, the maiden. Can you go into those?
The maiden is the young child. Yes, the maiden is the young daughter. The maiden is the last, the young girl, or the young sister who has not had a child yet. That's the maiden. And the maiden starts from 0 to before she turns 40. The mother is the one that has the child and has turned 40. And the crone is the one who's in her 60s. And she's past the childbearing age. So some people call her the nag, the hag, the wisdom. For the mother, life begins at 40. She's the one that birthed the life and still has the cycle, her and the maiden. But see, there's even power in that. And there's even power when the crone has passed her cycle. So the mate is a young girl from the age of 0 until she reaches before the age of 40. And she has not had a child. She's still having a cycle. You know, at the age of 40 is when the magical part of yourself, it's when you settle into yourself. It's when the true wisdom starts to unflow from you. You know, and then the mother, that's the one who has birthed the children, and she's coming into her divine true self. She's coming into her understanding and understanding, and she's still having her cycle. And then we have the crone, who's past the cycle age. You know, isn't that the 3 generations?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ashe.
Ashe. And as you speak through those generations, I know when we think of our menstruation as women and going through, or once our menstruation is no longer active, we may think that means that the creative process has completed itself in a sense, because we are no longer having children. I don't want to even bring up, I was moving towards the word menopause, but I don't even want to put it in that light, because I feel that is a European term, and I feel that actually results in being unbalanced. So with that being said, and our wombs, our ovaries no longer having that process of shedding, how does that power transfer over, or how does that power still, the womb still become, how is the womb still this conduit for this highly intelligent energy that is no longer creating an entire being?
Okay, but guess what?
Side of things.
Creation, or being is just one side of creativity. It's not all of creation. You know, you can still raise the energy up. You know, it's called sexual creativity. Sexual intimacy is a creation. You can still create. You know, the true way of the sexual act is the act of bringing forth life, but it's also the act of bringing forth whatever it is that you desire. So you are having intercourse, sexual intercourse with someone. Now, you can choose to have a child with this person, or you can choose to create something. Creation is life. When you bring forth an idea, isn't that life? Isn't that a pregnancy? It's the same act. It's the same thing. But we don't use sexual magic for creation. We lost that. We've lost that art. So we just have sex to have sex for pleasure and enjoyment. But the pleasure and the enjoyment is when you're actually with your mate and you want to bring forth something. You want to bring forth life, or you want to bring forth an idea that's going to inspire you to build a business. I don't like to use the word business, but a service. Or you want to create this legacy, but your legacy is not money. Your legacy is what you did when you were on this planet. Your legacy is how, when you close your eyes, who did you help serve? Who did you help? What did you do to transform and transmute? Who did you inspire? That's the legacy. They've given us the legacy. Oh, well, you need the money in the bank. That's just, as I'm already saying, that's just fluff. Your legacy is what you do while you live on this planet. Sure, you can have a bank account that's flourishing and still be visible. You can have no money and flourish and have a spirit that's so high, so full of life and so full of vim and vigor. We've been taught that everything is about money. Money don't even exist in currency. And if you're the current, you're going to have whatever you need. Whatever you desire, if you're the current, that's a part of creation. You can bring it forth. You can use the energy of someone else, but you can also raise your own sexual energy up and create with it. That's that female male energy. That's that androgynous being. It might take you a little bit longer, but you can also raise your sexual energy up and create. That's the creative process. Don't think of creation as only being life. Creation is anything that you bring into being, you created it. You are the creator that's creating your creation.
So the fact of the matter is that we are always creating, even, and that is the whole point of this sacred ceremony with this sex, which is a sexual energy exchange. That is the reason why you are to be, as is said in biblical terms, evenly yoked, if you will, as you spoke of this heart and this mind, these feelings, these emotions, and this logic, this thinking coming together. So as women, it is very important for us to guard the type of energies that we are allowing into our womb, because if we are dealing with a male energy who is unsure of who they are, is battling with certain things, or feels any type of disregard or ill feelings towards a woman, even though this may not be spoken, if they have issues with their mother or don't have a good relationship with their mother, these thoughts and these feelings, they are injected within you through their seed. And if it is not creating a physical form, it is no doubt creating something within yourself that can actually go against who you really are.
Yes. So I don't get into biblical, the Bible, no offense to nobody, but you automatically know who you're sleeping with. You automatically know who you're dating. So whatever energy, the creator you're creating, if you have fear, worry, and doubt, that's your creation. Mm-hmm. So whatever energy you're sleeping with someone, whoever it be, your sexual preference is your business, but whatever that person is carrying, you can rest for sure you're going to be carrying it.
Right.
So if the person is carrying anything that is unbeneficial energy, you're going to be carrying unbeneficial energy. But, polarity.
That energy.
Well, you are your own creator. No one creates for you. You create for yourself. But you know who stands before you, so you it's a choice. I go back to the Hermetic principles, and we keep forgetting, as well as you have the righteous, you got to have the unrighteous. As well as you have the just, you have to have the unjust. The good, it just is. You cannot have one without having the other.
I should. Mm-hmm.
And that's the part, that's the principle we keep forgetting. There is just, everything just ain't just. Because it would be unequal, no harmony, no balance. Mm-hmm. So in order for a person to have an understanding of what's just and unjust, they both have to exist, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But the only thing we want to think of, got to be good. But guess what? Just one man's meat might be another man's poison. It doesn't mean that it doesn't coexist and is not adhesive. You are the one that shapes and molds a brother. You are what shapes and molds. So if you see something and if you heal yourself, and you can reach back for the brother and heal him. Because when the sisters heal, the nation heals.
Absolutely.
We are the ones. We have always, we raise our men and we don't raise our daughters. And see, we cater and we kowtow to men. We cater and we kowtow, but we don't cater and kowtow to ourselves or to each other. I need to say this. When you start talking about the divine feminine energy, watch brothers, watch their face, watch how they act, and watch what they do. Now, I've been paying attention in the Master Vibration Liar 13. I never see our Minister Solution waver one way or the other. It doesn't bother him. He understands the divine feminine energy. It doesn't ruffle him one way or the other when you talk about the energy. Because he knows whose he is. He's secure in himself.
Okay.
So if you don't see that from a brother, keep it moving. Because if you don't have the courage and the strength and the wisdom to bring forth the divine feminine energy, and if you got to say, well, I honor the brothers too, it ain't about that. Because they're going to say B-I-T-C-H, W-H-O-R-E, and they're going to say those words, and you're going to date them, and they're calling you all those names, and you're still going to date them. Are they honoring you when they call you those things?
No.
Are they honoring you when they have you do things that you don't want to do? Are they honoring you? No. But you're going to take care of them, and you're going to feed them, and you're going to do all those things. Leave yourself bereft and bare. I'm not, in nobody's house, but I'm just saying we need to see what sits before us and how it sits before us. And how do we handle that? Raise up our daughters. Raise them up. Teach your son about the divine feminine energy. Teach him how to treat a sister.
Mm-hmm. I definitely can relate. Yes, I was just saying that I could definitely relate, and I have been checking my own self, and exactly what you said has come to me. So, I have been through a lot of different experiences with men, and a lot of these experiences that I have gone through with them didn't result to a breakup. It's usually easily forgiven, and it's often more forgiven than I have been with my sisters, and that catering factor of being in a state of conditioning where I'm feeling that's the only person who's supposed to get served. Like, well, what happens to your sisters? And this is not just talking about your blood sisters through your bloodline at your mother birth or your father birth. This is, like you said, all of our melanated sisters. If we are in need, we shouldn't have a problem with catering to our sisters, reaching out and asking if they are in need, and when they are in need, helping them, and not helping them with an expectation to receive something back or for a clout-based interest, but just genuinely caring and seeing them as your reflection and being there to empower, to enlighten, to guide if necessary. And I am very grateful for you, Minister im-ojyemi, because you have taught me a tremendous amount. Even if it takes me a while to really get it hammered down, because I can be a little stubborn, and sometimes it's not even about being stubborn. It's really about grasping the lesson, because you can't move forward from something until you have grasped that lesson. Even if you try to leave a situation, that situation can definitely reoccur if that lesson hasn't been transformed into a blessing, and it's become a pool of wisdom for you that you can pull from when you become that that crone and that you're looking back upon the younger and allowing them to receive the wisdom that you have through your experiences. It is quite powerful, the position that we have ourselves in. And to be frank and honest with you, I think that we're just not used to having that power. And so it's so easy to just give it away. And that is such a disservice to ourselves and to our ancestors who went through so much and experienced so many things being taken from them. But we are here now and today, and this conversation is evidence of the frequency right here rising within us, being activated within us, pulling on us. And for those that know and can feel, it is our duty to activate, to allow this frequency to be fully activated within ourselves. I want to speak on something that, or ask a question in regards to something that someone may want to know about. When it comes to dealing with this energy, you mentioned that the relationship with your mother is very important. What if there's an instance where someone's mother has already transitioned, or there's an instance where there is no communication going on between the mother and the daughter? How can one go about healing that relationship with their mother on a personal level, so that they can heal the karma that is related between that relationship?
Okay. If your mother has transitioned over, then you do it through forgiveness prayers, and you do it through your ancestry, and you do it through your prayers, and you do it through your libation, and you ask for forgiveness. You burn ancestral money. And you write on the ancestral money what are you looking for. And as you feed and you talk to the person, and you take that person to the altar. And the relationship, so you have a great relationship with your grandmother. You bring your grandmother forward, and you ask her to go before you. You can change, you can shift, because as we evolve and grow, don't we want our ancestors to evolve and grow on the opposite side? So you can go directly to your mother. Here's another technique you can use. You can bring your mother and sit her right in front of you.
Like a visualization.
Look her like a visualization. Look her directly in her eye and express what you feel and how you feel to her. But the main thing is ask for forgiveness. Raise the energy up. Send love, because love is the most powerful thing on this planet. Now, if the person is in the body, you can do it from higher self to higher self. I call forth my higher self to go out to my mother's higher self, especially if there can be no communication. And I ask for forgiveness to take place. I ask to bring her and myself to a place of wholeness. And then you can go in dream time. The Native Americans used what's called dream time. If there's something that cannot be healed on the physical plane of consciousness, they ask that it could be healed in dream time. So what you do is, before you go to sleep, cancel. Dr. Devin Frere. Before you let my mind stay awake while my body rests. So before you go to rest, you go out and you say, I ask that the relationship between my mother and myself, my mother's name was Moselle Mao, I ask, Ifa Wimimo, Ojyemi, Egbe Yinka, Mutimoya Amen Hotep, Gail Ruth Isham, daughter of Moselle Mao, asks that this relationship be worked out in dream time. I cannot bring it to a place of wholeness, but I'm asking for it to be brought to a place of wholeness in dream time.
I'm sure.
And you keep doing that until you feel that it's complete.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's supposed to be a conversation, trust me, it will take place. But if that maybe not a conversation might not be needed. But as long as you've done all that you can do, and you're at peace, and you're in harmony, that's the only thing that matters. And you can keep doing it. You know, there's candle magic for that. There's all kind of things that you can do, all kind of rituals that you can do. You can do, you can do the thing where you go back into the mother's womb, but that's another piece of part of the medicine.
Yes. Our Minister im-ojyemi has many gems to offer us, and that's why we have decided to make this podcast a series. As was stated earlier, this is episode 1. We are so grateful to have our Minister im-ojyemi here sharing these gems with us. And this is a conversation that can go on for eternity, because we have been here for eternity, as we have learned tonight since the beginning. We are of the primordial waters. We are the stars. We are everything. Everything that we have and that we are dealing with, we have birthed ourselves. And I would like to state that we have to take responsibility, as I have been taught by Iya. Everything that we have in front of us is our creation. And we can, as we have the power to create that, we can uncreate that at any given time. It is our choice, because that is the power that we hold as the creatrix. Let me get a hand clap. I am very excited about what is to come from this podcast. I want to shout out again our lair, Master Vibration 13.
Can we get a shout out? Can we get a clap? Can we get some for that, please?
Yes, definitely. Big shout out to our producer.
Yes.
SEG13.
Yes.
We give thanks to all of those who are listening. We give thanks to all of those who are going to listen to the replay. We give thanks to all of those who are just going to be riding with us on this journey as we continue to go deep into these lessons that the great mothers have for us, these lessons that are already within us, these lessons and blessings and divine wisdom that we are activating within ourselves, so we can really connect to our womb and hear what she has to say to us, because this is our guide and our protector. It is that which is within us that has the highest level of intelligence. The supreme intelligence lies within us from the time we are born, and we grow into this magical, marvelous energy. So shout out to the Queen Mother's Ancestral Palace. We are not just speaking. She is actually very active in doing the work. She facilitates womb healing. It's so powerful, and she's tweaked it to the point where you don't even need to be in front of her or around her. We have been a part of her experiment and definitely feel the energy that she comes forward with, whether that be through her ancestral gifts or the Reiki that she has mastered. It is definitely an honor and a pleasure to receive energy from the Queen Mother at Queen Mother's Sacred Ancestral Palace. As you know, can you get that? As you know, all of this work, if you don't know, let it be known that this work that we are here doing as ministers is coming from the heart. This is a work that we are not doing secularly, if you will. We are not advertising in a manner we're like, yeah, come over here, come over here. So we appreciate your contributions. A lot of our work that we are doing is on a contribution basis only. We do have some things we are very excited that we will be presenting to the public. And this episode, this is a gift because we all function in a private capacity. Because a lot of the information that we are sharing, there are forces that rather it not be put out there. And we don't want to be casting our pearls to swine, if you will. So if you have gravitated to this frequency that we are on, you are where you're supposed to be. And if you feel moved to do so, please contribute what your heart feels to contribute through Cash App to # SEG13 Love. You can put a note on there that says Great Rising so that we will know that this is something that you felt to give because you were moved or something was activated in you that was shared with you during this podcast. And we would like to grow in our services to humanity and grow in our services to activate this frequency within our sisters. We want to be able to provide places where our sisters can come and heal. Even if you don't have all of the so-called money, you are the currency. You are the currency. So you have something of value within yourself. But there's just a time and a place where you just may need a safe space to move all of the cobwebs out, clean all of that out, get your aura swept, sweep around your sacred house because you are a house. You are a being. You are already dwelling within a house. So please continue to take this journey with us. This is only the beginning. Shout out to all of the I ministers. Shout out to all of those who ministering unto people in their own way, whether you're a healer, a reader, or oracle. Ashe to you, ashe to the spirit of your ancestors. Please do not have any fear in regards to pushing out the message that has been laid upon your spirit to reveal to others. Don't be ashamed. Don't be worried about looking for life. Iya taught me, I'm not here to be liked. Who cares whether you like me or not? And that is just what it is. Because whether you like me or not, these messages that have been revealed today is crystal clear and it cannot be denied. And we will not be denied. And we're going to continue to strive and move forward in the ashe of our mothers, in the ashe of our mothers. We're going to continue to build, and we're going to continue to sing Kofa and look back and reach back to those who have their arms out and are looking for just a little bit of light. Just a little piece of light. I am so grateful and so thankful. I am sitting in the seat of gratitude as I am hosting this podcast and have such power to lean upon, to cry upon if I need a shoulder, all of that. And so it is only rightful for me to even move within that same energy. So again, if your heart feels led to ashe, if your heart feels led to, please donate to us because we are doing some big things If you need proof of what we are doing, please check us out at www.mastervibration13.com. We have been doing this for a long time. This is not a trend, okay? This is something that we have been led to do. This is what we have been charged to do. This is what our ancestors are calling us to do. Okay?
And don't forget to shout out our minister ready. Don't forget to shout out your ministry.
Yes, this is I Minister Ready of Ready Ministries, Ready Healing. I am so ready to serve you guys. If you cannot tell, if you cannot feel the frequency, as I was going to say, real recognizes real. So if you are listening to this, whether it is tonight, whether it is tomorrow, whether it is 5 years from now, it is never too late for you. We will always be here for you. We will always be here for you. And we will just have more and more and more to offer and to give, because we know that we are divinely guided and taken care of. So we freely share this message unto you. And we will be doing this on a weekly basis Friday. And we will have more podcasts to offer you. And we will also be providing a 9-day chakra cleanse in the near future for those of you who are ready to partake in a deep healing, which deals with yourself, your mother, your shadow work, everything. And this is we're going in day by day, pound for pound. You understand? We have all done this ourselves. We have done this work ourselves. Again, this is
more than one.
We're not jumping on a trend. Exactly. We've gone through cycles of going through our 9 chakras and digging deep. And let me tell you, this work never ends. But all it's continuing to do is just to empower us so that we are able to empower you. And for that, we are so grateful. And we give thanks.
Thankful and grateful.
Thankful and
Sitting
grateful.
in the seat of gratitude.
And grateful. Ashe.
Sitting in the seat of gratitude and thankfulness. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Kind Spirit, for opening up the way. We thank you. We thank you. We thank you.
I say.
With that hit right here, we'll be going on to for your private event.
Sound of music vibrating in me.
In the near future.
Take hold of the energy and ride the frequency. My soul makes the melody of my life, so I must see. Every tune that comes through me brings balance to my being. I have the power to change the direction in me through sound. I have the power to change the direction in me through my mind. I am creation. I am animation. I am the brightest vibrant star in all of the constellations. I am Zip, Pepper, Sass, Sponge, Bounce, Moxie, Mojo, whatever you call it. I am Ajay, 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 Ajay. Ajay, 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 Ajay. Ajay, 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 Ajay. Ajay, 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 Ajay. Ajay, Ajay, Ajay. 13 Ajay, Ajay, Ajay. 13 Ajay. Ajay, Ajay. Ajay, 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 Ajay. 13 Ajay, Ajay, Ajay. 13 Ajay.
I say, 13.
Yes, peace, love, and wholeness to everyone.
Yes.
Until next time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank